If you talk to people at the top of their profession, many will say their success came as a result of connecting with the right people at the right time. No question, networking is a powerful tool for business. But how do you cultivate social and professional relationships in the middle of a global pandemic? Anita Windisman is the co founder of Blue Square Collective. She's a consultant, corporate trainer, and coach who says success comes from building business relationships one at a time. Anita, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, Sharon.
How important is networking to advancing your career? And is it more important for some professions than others?
It's so important. You've heard of the phrase, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And pandemic or not, that still holds true. And in terms of who can benefit from networking, it's basically anybody really, but especially individuals that can do remote networking, who have office jobs, and just generally anyone.
Well, the key now is to be effective at networking online, given the pandemic. Can you grow and nurture your network online as effectively as you can face to face?
Well, absolutely. We have absolutely no alternative but to network online right now. And also, the definition of networking is fraught with a lot of anxiety. People sometimes get the wrong impression that it's about being loud and out there, where it's the exact opposite. It is, as you said in the introduction, nurturing business relationships one at a time. And when you think about it that way, then I think that really calms people down, and you can think about it as being a more authentic kind of process.
It's really critically important for just about anyone. It doesn't really matter what profession you happen to be in.
Absolutely. So important, regardless of profession, and even if you want to change professions. And again, it's all about connecting and having those relationships with individuals.
Well, social media growth and engagement has climbed to record levels on some platforms during the pandemic. What are the opportunities for networking that you're seeing in the digital world?
Yes, I not only participate on social networks, but I also make sure that I go to virtual events. And what it allows me to do is to attend events that I normally wouldn't have been able to. So, as you said at the outset, I am a corporate trainer. My specialty is training sales teams. And I go to enterprise sales forums meetings that are in New York and San Francisco. And normally only the Toronto chapter would be the one that I would have attended. So, networking is now global, it's not just within your own city.
What about platforms like LinkedIn? Are they as effective for networking?
Well, absolutely. Social networks allow you to identify who you want to network with. So, in that sense, LinkedIn is still the largest social platform for business. It has over 700 million members globally in over 200 countries. So, that is still the most important network for business. But of course, the thing to keep in mind is fish where the fish are. So if you have a clientele that is more on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, then you need to have a presence and a greater presence and be active on those social networks. So again, choose the network where it makes sense for you, because you're just going to burn yourself out if you are active on all of them.
Well, as you were saying, just the thought of networking can provoke anxiety in some people. In your experience, what is the key to making networking not just effective, but fun and enjoyable?
Yes. Oh, I can relate. The thing to keep in mind about networking is that you are reaching out to one person and you're trying to nurture a business relationship, either making it more deep or you're trying to develop a business relationship. So it's not about going far and wide, but I would say going narrow and deep. And so for those people who think that networking is all about being the social butterfly, it's actually the opposite. It's more about listening and engaging and being authentic than it is about being out there and just spreading yourself too thinly.
And then nurturing that relationship as well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's so easy to do that on LinkedIn and other social networks. When you log into LinkedIn, then what you can do is see in your network feed who is posting what content is important to them. You can see who has changed jobs, who has been promoted. And what I mean about nurturing business relationships is about reaching out to someone who has been promoted or has gotten a new job. So that's what networking is about as well.
Well, and you said one of your favorite features on LinkedIn is the alumni feature. How can that go to work for you?
That is one of my favorite free features on LinkedIn, and it is so overlooked. So for those of us that have gone to college or university, and I graduated from the University of Toronto's Rotman School of Management, that's where I got my MBA. And when I go to the alumni page on LinkedIn, then there is a little button that I can click on, and I can see all the alumni that graduated at that university, not only in my year, but if I wanted to maybe reach out to someone who is in the cryptocurrency space or the marketing space, then I can find fellow alumni that way. It also works if I want to perhaps network with a former alumni overseas. So I lived in London, England for 4 years when I worked at LinkedIn. And the first thing that I did, I went to LinkedIn and found out how many alumni lived in London, and it was about 200. So it just provides a great opportunity to find alumni anywhere. So think about it. If you're an alumni and you reach out to someone else who went to your same school, the likelihood of them responding to you when you reach out is pretty high. And I have not only reached out to fellow alumni, but if someone from my alma mater reaches out to me, I'm definitely more inclined to respond to them.
It's like having an immediate connection. Well, many people are finding themselves back on the job market. What are your top tips for job searching online?
Yes, well, find an into a company. LinkedIn has an astounding statistic, and it's simply this. Job candidates are 9 times more likely to find a job and land a job within a company if they know someone there. Companies have very robust referral programs. So if your dream job is one of those larger companies in technology, it could be Google, it could be Amazon, something like that. They have referral programs so that when they bring someone that they know in, then they get compensated for that, at least a few $1,000s. So you are not bothering someone who works at that company. You are merely providing them with the way to earn a little bit of money in terms of a referral fee when they do refer you. So that's one reason that you want to find a way in. Another tip that I have is to use the remote search feature when you look for a job. The reality is now that we are not working in offices anymore. We are now working from home. So when you search for a job on LinkedIn, there actually is a little checkbox where you can click on remote and you can find a remote job.
Terrific advice for those people who happen to find themselves on the job market right now. We see that the digital networking was growing pre-pandemic. Do you think networking is going to change post-pandemic?
Absolutely. I have seen the rise of some great online platforms that really make networking so much better than it was before. So now the technology is getting better to reflect the new reality. And as I said before, now it's going to be a lot easier. I think people may feel more comfortable in networking remotely. So they may only have thought about networking in a limited pool in their own city, in their own province, in their own state. But now you can network overseas.
Terrific advice. Well, with almost everything in our professional lives migrating online, people are eager to learn how to harness the tools that are available to them. We thank you, Anita Windesman, for providing us with some guidance in that regard on NewsPoint today.
It's my pleasure, Sharon, and see you online.